Surprising Ojibwe. In my last video, I said the word Anishinaabe means Ojibwe, and I had a lot of great reactions to that. Some people pointed out that Anishinaabe doesn't mean Ojibwe, it just means person. Other people pointed out that Anishinaabe includes people beyond just Ojibwe. Some people mentioned that Anishinaabe means an indigenous person. There's even a variety of how you say Anishinaabe. Look at all these Spider-Mans. They're all saying it differently. What's going on? So to try to sort this out, I want to consult two important resources that I often use and you might also find useful in your Ojibwe language learning journey. Now, these are by no means like the authority. If you have speakers in your family or in your community, absolutely listen to whatever they say. But I choose these resources because they are well vetted, put together by knowledgeable people who are linguists and working with first speakers who are truly fluent in this language. The first resource I want to use is the Ojibwe People's Dictionary. This is an excellent free online resource that largely deals with what's called the Southwest dialect of Ojibwe, spoken primarily in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and perhaps even as a couple parts of southern Canada and Michigan. So look at how they understand the word Anishinaabe. You have, right there, an Ojibwe person. But of course, they expand it because this is a broad word that encompasses a lot of different things. You have an Indian, or in contrast to a non-Indian, or a native person in contrast to a non-native person. By the way, I totally respect that this word is kind of loaded, and if you're not part of the native community, you probably shouldn't use it. It's sometimes a legal term, but there's a lot of baggage that goes with the word Indian even. So I'm only saying it because that's what's here. Even though I am native, I also am aware of what I look like. So I use it carefully and sparingly and in very specific contexts. Moving on, we also have a person or a human in contrast to a non-human being. There are other words for beings that are other than human. So an Anishinaabe might just be understood as a human or person. So great, these are all ways we could understand the word Anishinaabe. But going back to our Spider-Man friends here, we have a lot of versions that just start with an N here. Nishnaabe, 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 Neshnaabe. And I hope I'm pronouncing those correctly. If you're from a community that pronounces it that way, let me know, hit me up. How did I do? Did I sound okay? But let's find a resource that talks about this, where they don't have that initial A sound. This is where we're going to use the Anishinaabe online dictionary. So this is another online dictionary of Ojibwe language, in this case called Anishinaabe. This is another way of pronouncing Ojibwe that's a little bit more east of where I tend to draw from. I speak primarily the Southwest dialect, like I mentioned. That's what I primarily use. This is absolutely still Ojibwe, but it's pronounced a little bit differently. So they don't have that initial A. They just start with that N, Anishinaabe. They have right here for their definition, a human being. But if you go to another definition on their page, you'll see a North American Aboriginal person, or again, an Indian. Anishinaabe, an indigenous person. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't also include two other very important nations that refer to themselves as Anishinaabe. Those, of course, are the Odawa, sometimes called Ottawa in English, and Budwadmi, or Potawatomi, sometimes referred to in English. These are also Anishinaabe people. So Anishinaabe, Nishnaabe, Nishnaabe can refer to them as well. But what about the word Anishinaabe? What does that even mean? How do we make all these Spider-Mans make it make sense for each other? Some stories that I've heard say Anishinaabe means original person. Others I've heard say it even means spontaneously occurring person. And there's still others that say it's a reference to how in some of our origin stories, we were lowered down from the sky into this world. Now, I'm not going to weigh in on any of that. If you have a tradition from your community that teaches one of those, that's awesome. Please go with that. And that's the beauty of this word. It's diverse. It can be understood in many ways, and your understanding of it might even grow and change as you do. So if you commented on my last video about how I use the word Anishinaabe, thanks. It gave me a lot to think about, and I really got to dive deep on this word that means so much to me and might mean so much to you as well. It's our word for ourselves at the end of the day. I hope I've addressed everything that came up, but did I miss something? Please let me know. If there's more conversation to be had, and there definitely is, there's so much you can say about this word. Please hit me up in the comments, DM me, it's all good. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear how you understand the word Anishinaabe and what this word maybe even means to you. Thanks for listening. Miigwech.